Neuqua was in Bolingbrook for a sectional semifinal. A few years ago, it was in this gym, a sectional final loss to Bennett Academy. Connor Raridan, Damon George, and the rest of the Cats are back, this time against Providence Catholic and Notre Dame football recruit Miles Boykin. Troy Howat's also there. Neuqua coach Todd Sutton calls him one of the best shooters the team faces this season. First quarter, the Celtics instead keep it inside the three-point arc. Tyler Peigan drives and leaves off a special delivery for Jack Brody, 4-0. Neuqua is plenty capable of matching the Celtics in the passing game. George and Zach Landino run the floor in tandem. Landino ties the game at 4. Different situation, same result. This time it's George passing out of the inbound set. Jacob Eminger on the receiving end for a 6-4 lead. Assists are nice, but sometimes you just need to score yourself. George cuts back and forth on the way to the rim. PC needs to work on that transition defense, 4-point lead. The jump shot seems to be working just fine, however, after a Howat 3, a Nate Vejvoda hook. The quarter's wrapped up with a 3 from Brody, 14-13 Celtics. With Providence covering Raridan like a blanket, it's George who continues to be the go-to guy for the Cats. 15-footer gives Neuqua the 1-point lead. Same lead about halfway through the second, Vejvoda off, but Eminger doesn't box out Jake Rost. 10 lead changes exemplified the first half. The Celtics go in front and lead by 3 at intermission. Back to our regularly scheduled program in the third. George again, 6 points for him after the third. But it's the C's that instead go on a little run, capped off by a 3 from Peigan. 28-22, Providence with its biggest lead. Fourth quarter, that's when George says enough is enough. He dials long distance himself, Neuqua only down a point. A minute later, on-ball screen time, Eminger sets it and Peigan goes under it. Not a good idea against a shooter like George. Yahtzee, the deficit is erased, and Neuqua holds a 32-30 lead. Now the Cats are feeling good about things. Boykin scores 8 points. These aren't 2 of them. Raridan makes the shot tough and then runs the floor off the miss. George finds him. Raridan only scores 8 points, but these are 3 big ones. 37-32, 3.5 minutes left. The Celtics do nothing with the ensuing possession, so the Cats only make the lead bigger next time down the floor. PC keys in on George, so he gives to Cushing, then to Zach Landino. Up and under puts NV up 7. The C's get some good looks like this one from Rost, but a second-half cold spell makes it tough for the team to stay in it. Providence starts fouling, Neuqua starts hitting freebies, and that's the game, 45-36. Georgia's big fourth quarter and 14 points overall push the Wildcats to a sectional final.
Coach said, DeMar, you got to make plays for this team. That's what I just tried to do. I hit the first one. It felt good, and then he called the play for me again. He said, if they go under, bury him. And so I took the shot, and it just felt good off the release. I knew it was going in.
That's us. 1 for 17 against Bartlett, 2 for 20 against Normal. We have streaks where we can't make a 3. And then sometimes we just light it up. And sometimes it's 2 different teams within the same game. So you never know what you get. People ask how we are, and I say we're minute to minute. It's not day to day, we're minute to minute, because you never know what minute, or, what we're going to do in each minute. It could be bombing 3 3-pointers or making 3 turnovers.
I've seen, some tough defense before, but, they did a good job but thankfully other guys, stepped up and helped carry us up scoring-wise. And I just try to do my job, defensively, and then if I get an open look, take it.
I think it came down to we got away from kind of our staple, and that's sharing the ball and really moving and being unselfish, and we just kind of got stagnant on offense. And, that's a staple of our team, our unselfishness and our chemistry, and we kind of faded away from that. And I thought down the stretch that kind of hurt us.
We made some good shots, and we weren't doing much on the offensive end all night. I thought we played pretty good defense for offense that had that well of a scoring power. Yeah. And I thought we played well. I thought they were a better team today, but definitely I give credit to them. They played great all game, and I was just excited to be here in the first place, but even more blessed to play with these players.
Second half, I don't think they got many offensive rebounds, and we got our fanny down and played some one-on-one defense. Kept those guys out of the lane.
When the shots are falling, we got to find ways to get it inside, get to the basket, and we just didn't execute. Give credit to Neuqua. They executed their game plan well, and we just didn't.
Off the court, I'm just kind of a laid-back guy. Just kind of easygoing. And I like to joke around and stuff, but when I get in between the lines, I'm competing against the guy in front of me, and I don't care how big he is or how small he is. I'm coming after him, and that's what I just try and do on the court. And then I know that if I make plays for my team, that's what gets them energized. And they don't really see me a lot get hyped up like that. So they were excited when they saw me getting pumped up.
I think a couple guys made some plays. and that gets us going. Yeah, I think Damon in transition, Damon off ball screens. We found a little weakness there, and I think that gets Connor shooting the ball and Cush shooting the ball, and Jacob Eminger, nice job, big plays.
He said it's unfinished business. He said it all week, unfinished business. We're coming back to Bolingbrook. He said we're going to get this sectional win, go in the sectional championship, and try and get that win also. He was really fired up about this, and he said he still has nightmares of that loss a couple years ago.